And new tonight, we continue our look into an affordable housing program that has raised eyebrows and triggered Congressman Brian Higgins to investigate as well. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Wooten.
And I'm Kate Welsh. Chauffeur Scott and Mary Alice have the night off. Our original report showed the city spent $5 million to rehab just 11 homes, which were then sold for a fraction of the cost spent to fix them up.
We've heard about this story a lot from you. Channel 2's Dave McKinley is following up on this tonight. Dave?
Michael, taxpayer dollars for this program are provided by the federal government through HUD, which grants them to the city, which then partners with a developer to rehab the homes. Today, we sat down with one of those developers to try and find out about the high cost of doing this. Belmont Housing Resources is a not-for-profit which has done many of the rehabs, including 3 on Laurel Street, ranging from $350,000 to $425,000 each.
Why are they so darn much money to do?
It's a good question, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. It's not a simple answer.
Its president says the first thing you should know is that the city picks which houses to renovate, generally choosing ones it already owns through foreclosure, saving acquisition costs. But they are often ones which have been vacant for years, exposed to the elements and in extensive need of renovation.
So you're generally dealing with the worst of the worst.
For the most part, we are, unfortunately. And in that case, when you really, all you're retaining is the frame and the foundation, everything else has to be replaced. That's one element that adds quite a bit of cost.
That's just for starters.
Many of these old homes contain lots of lead, asbestos, mold.
And he confirms what city officials claim, that HUD's strict guidelines on dealing with these items can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to a project.
We need to engage licensed professionals to come in protective gear, remove the hazardous material in a safe manner with a separate entity doing air monitoring during the process. And we have to make sure it's disposed of at a certified hazardous waste disposal site. That adds a significant amount of money.
Belmont then has to sell the house, but the city requires it be to someone making less than 80% of the mean income of $33,000.
So that's why a home that is rehabbed for $423,000 is sold then for $86,000.
Yeah, yes.
And to meet HUD's requirement that it be sold in 6 months, the city adds other items to increase its marketability, like appliances and window treatments, which the city comptroller blasted for costing an average of $5,000 per home.
It's outrageous.
Some of these old houses have 20 to 30 windows.
And he notes that while someone making $26,400 a year might be able to buy the house, they might be hard-pressed to hang anything other than bed sheets over their new windows.
It's absolutely why we would, at times, add some elements like that.
That still leaves the question, though, of whether this program is worth the cost. But that's something Regal says the city has to decide. He did tell us, though, there have been occasions when the city picked a home to renovate and his agency advised them it is not worth the expense and to knock it down. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.